Welcome back to Choti Dunya, where tiny tales come to life. I'm your storyteller, Asnat, and today we've reached a very special moment. It's the grand finale of Sam's Secret Garden, Episode 7. This is where all the magic, courage, friendship, and heart we've followed come together for one final, unforgettable adventure. Are you ready to discover the garden's greatest secret and see how Sam's journey truly ends? I know I am. Let's begin. That morning, Sam woke up with a strange mix of excitement and nervousness. His heart was beating faster than usual, thumping like a little drum against his ribs. It felt as if the garden itself was calling out to him, whispering his name on the morning breeze, inviting him for one last visit. He quickly dressed, his mind buzzing with possibilities. What could be waiting for him today? When he stepped through the familiar ivy-covered gate, everything felt different. It was the same garden, but it was also more. The flowers shimmered with an inner light, their petals glowing in shades he'd never seen before. The trees seemed to stand taller and prouder, their leaves rustling with a sense of importance, and the air was filled with a warm, golden light. A gentle glow that seemed to hug him, making the entire garden feel alive and aware that this day was truly special. Just as he was taking it all in, Leela, the rainbow-winged fairy, appeared before him. She didn't zip and zoom like she usually did. Instead, she floated slowly, her expression gentle but serious. "Sam," she said softly, her voice like the chime of tiny bells. "Today, the garden will reveal its final secret, but it will need everything you have learned so far. All your strength, all your kindness, all your wisdom." Sam nodded, his gaze steady. He thought back on his adventures. He remembered the lesson of kindness when he helped the lost baby bird find its nest. He recalled the patience he learned while waiting for the shy moon petal flower to bloom. He felt the surge of courage from when he faced the grumpy gnome to retrieve the stolen sun crystal. He smiled thinking about the teamwork it took to build a bridge with the squirrels and the imagination he used to paint pictures in the air with the mischievous sprites. And most of all, he remembered the simple act of care, of watering the thirsty plants and clearing away fallen leaves. He was ready. As he walked deeper into the garden, following Lila, he noticed something amazing. All the magical creatures he had met on his journey were gathering. They lined his path, watching him with quiet respect. There was the silver rabbit guardian, its fur gleaming like moonlight. The shimmering water sprites peeked out from the creek, their giggles hushed. The wise old owl, perched on a branch, blinked its large, knowing eyes. Even the tiny squirrels and rabbits, who were usually chattering and scurrying about, sat still and silent. It felt like the entire garden was holding its breath, waiting to see what would happen next. Lila led Sam to a place he had never seen before, a hidden clearing right at the very heart of the garden. In the center of this clearing stood a massive, ancient tree. It was older than anything he had ever seen, with a trunk so wide it would take 10 people to hug it. The tree wasn't just old, it was glowing from within, its bark shimmering with a soft, pulsating light. Its roots spread out across the ground like thick, glowing veins of pure magic, connecting everything in the garden. And there, hovering gently at the base of the great tree, was the heart of the garden. Sam had seen it before, but never like this. It was brighter than 1,000 fireflies, pulsing with a soft, steady rhythm, like a living, breathing soul. It was the very source of all the garden's wonder, and its light filled the clearing with a feeling of pure peace and love. Suddenly, the ground trembled, not in a scary way, but like a gentle sigh. A deep, calm voice echoed through the clearing, seeming to come from the ancient tree itself. "The garden's magic is fading," the voice rumbled, full of ancient wisdom. "It has given so much of its light and life. It can only be renewed if someone pure of heart chooses to protect it." Sam's breath caught in his throat. He finally understood. The garden didn't just need a visitor or a friend or even a helper. It needed a guardian of heart, someone who loved it completely, not for what they could get from it, but simply for what it was. The voice continued, its tone echoing with importance. "To save the garden and restore its light, you must face 3 final trials. One of the heart, one of the mind, and one of courage." The moment the words were spoken, the first trial appeared. It wasn't a monster or a riddle. Instead, shimmering images formed in the air all around Sam. He saw himself helping the clumsy beetle who had fallen on its back. He saw the time he shared his snack with a family of hungry field mice. He saw moments when he had helped others without being asked. Simple acts of kindness he had almost forgotten. He also saw moments when he could have walked away, but chose to stay and help. The garden's voice asked him, its question echoing in his soul, "Why did you help? What did you hope to gain?" Sam didn't have to think for long. He spoke from his heart, his voice clear and honest. "I didn't want to gain anything," he said. "I helped because it felt right. Because everyone, big or small, deserves care and kindness." As he spoke, The light from the heart of the garden grew stronger, warmer, pulsing with approval. The first trial faded, and the second one took its place. A complex puzzle of shifting lights and magical pathways appeared on the ground before him. It looked impossible, a maze of confusion designed to trick him. In the past, Sam might have rushed in, trying to solve it with speed, but he had learned. He took a deep breath, stood still, and just observed. He watched the patterns, remembered the lessons of the wise owl about seeing the whole picture, and trusted what he had learned about patience. Calmly and carefully, he traced the correct path with his eyes before taking a single step. He moved with confidence, not haste, and solved the puzzle of the mind with quiet focus. Now, only one trial remained. The third trial was the hardest of all. The garden showed Sam a vision, a beautiful and tempting future. He saw himself staying in the garden forever. He could play with the sprites every day, listen to stories from the ancient tree, fly on the backs of giant butterflies, and explore new magical corners for the rest of his life. He would never have to do chores, never have to go to school, never grow old. His heart ached with longing. It was everything he thought he ever wanted. But then he thought of his family, of his mom's warm hugs and his dad's funny jokes. He thought of his friends at school and the joy of sharing his own stories with them. He looked at the beautiful, magical world around him and whispered, his voice trembling but firm, "Magic is meant to be shared, not just kept for one person." He chose to return to his world, promising to protect the garden not by possessing it, but by carrying its lessons of love and care out into the world with him. The instant he made his choice, the ancient tree burst into a magnificent, radiant light, so bright it was like a new sun had been born. The heart of the garden floated gently from the tree's base towards Sam. It hovered in front of his chest for a moment. Then, with a soft chime, it dissolved into thousands and thousands of sparkling seeds of light. These seeds spread out in a shimmering wave across the entire garden, touching every flower, every tree, and every creature. Wherever a seed landed, life and magic were restored, glowing brighter and more vibrantly than ever before. Lila flew to his side, her wings fluttering with joy and happy tears shining in her eyes. "You did it, Sam," she whispered in awe. "You understood. You were never meant to rule the garden or own it. You were meant to love it enough to let it be free." A soft cheer rose from all the creatures. The garden hummed with a renewed, peaceful energy, and Sam felt a calm, deep happiness settle in his heart. He had passed the final test. He had become a true guardian. As the sun began to set on his last adventure, casting long, golden shadows, Sam walked back toward the ivy gate. He knew the garden would always be here, safe and sound. But he also knew it would now and forever exist inside of him, in his heart. That night, tucked safely in his bed, Sam closed his eyes and smiled. He realized the greatest magic wasn't in hidden paths or glowing flowers or talking animals. The greatest magic of all was the love, the care, and the courage we choose to carry with us and share with the world every single day. Thank you so much for joining me on this beautiful journey through Sam's secret garden. That was episode 7, the grand finale. I hope you loved it as much as I did. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Choti Dunya, and tell me in the comments what your favorite moment from the entire series was. And always remember, a little kindness can grow the biggest and most wonderful magic of all. Until next time, this is Choti Dunya, where tiny tales live forever.